Welcome back to our van build series. Last week, we began building the frame for our storage cabinets that will go beside our bed. We test fit the shelf in the van, and it fit very well. So now we're going to go back and we're going to glue and then screw the shelf together. We're then going to move on to our upper kitchen cabinets, so hopefully that won't take as long, but we hope you enjoy this episode.
Alright guys, here we are, back in the workshop with our cabinet. So it looks kind of funny right now. This was definitely the hardest thing we've done in the van so far. Maybe not most challenging as far as like trying to figure out all the components, but definitely took a long time to get it to fit perfect, but we finally got to that point. So what we need to do now is we need to build shelves to go inside of this unit. So they're not only going to be able to hold their clothes, they're going to help hold it a lot more stable than it is now. So at the end of the day, we do plan to screw this to the ceiling here and here, and most likely also screw it down to the bed frame. But what we also need to do is we need to put a frame around the front of this. So we're going to have, essentially we're going to have to make a bottom that goes across here the full depth. So we're going to have one here and one here as well. And then we're also going to do the exact same thing about this height. And that's going to be the two main compartments. And then below that, we're just going to have one single divider and then two cubbies with no doors on the cubbies. So that's kind of the plan. I'm fairly happy. I'm not fairly happy. I'm very happy with how this turned out. So I'm gonna whip out the measuring tape, get a couple measurements, draw a couple lines, figure a couple things out, and then we're going to throw these shelves in here. Hopefully it looks pretty good, and then we're gonna see if we can't get the face frame on as well. So any progress is good progress. Let's keep going. Alright guys, so this morning I gave you a little bit of an update as to what I was going to do today. What is it, like 2:30, Becky?
Yep.
Yeah, it's 2:30 in the afternoon. I've been down here since I want to say like 11, so 3.5 hours. And we just actually finished getting these kind of dividers installed here. So this is the rear cabinet that's going to go above, or not above, but beside our bed. So you can see the side profile of it there. It matches the side of the van. The upper cabinet has a little bit more space, and then this is nice and slim because we've got a double bed, 55 inches between here and the wall. So what we've done this morning is we just got these shelves put in. So they're just sitting here for now. One thing I did is I just added these little extra supports. I just glued and then air nailed those in there. So that basically just allows this to sit on it. It's a little bit more secure. We're gonna, on the bottom side, they're not in yet, but we're gonna put Craig screws or pocket holes in there, probably 3 or 4, probably 3 down each side on each one of these shelves. So these should be plenty stable. Once this is bolted in the van, it will not move or rock at all. So these upper cabinets, these are going to get faces that open up, so you're gonna have a little doorknob here. You're gonna be able to open it up and it's gonna go towards the ceiling. And then these ones will open down. So these middle cabinets open down. And then these ones here will not have faces on them. They're going to be more like cubbies. And we're going to put dividers in them, similar to this. So we have more so 4 equal sized cubbies. And actually in this cubby is going to be a 12 volt outlet and a 120 outlet if we ever had anything we wanted to charge in the back of the van, kind of near the bed. So it's coming together really well. Everything takes a lot of time. Every one of these pieces, every one of these is a different size. I think that's like, for example, that's 11 3/4 of an inch, and then on this end it's 11 5/8 of an inch. So every one of them is a different size. The only thing that's the same is that they're all 27 inches wide. So everything takes a lot of time. You can't use the table saw because the table saw can't do that. The table saw can't make a cut that's not straight. So anyway, we're making progress. Welcome back, guys. We're here in the basement, as you can tell. But this is our upper cabinet for the van. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna glue this thing together so we can install it finally. And also before we paint it, we want to make sure it's glued together. So there's a few holes in this we also will have to patch. This is like the front face that you will see. And then this is the bottom, so you will slightly see the bottom. So all of these holes here, we want to fill all those. So there's only 12 holes that we'll have to fill, but we will have to fill them. So what we're gonna do is just kind of like piece by piece, we're gonna remove it and glue it down. Anyway, I'm gonna put this on time lapse, take this apart piece by piece and glue it together. So let's get started.
So that's a wrap for today's episode. So next week, we're going to be sanding and painting these cabinets, but there could also be other things in the episode. We're honestly kind of at a stage where some things can happen and some things can't with parts that we're missing and stuff like that. So to project, it will probably be on cabinetry, but who knows? So make sure you tune in to see what we're going to be talking about next week.